welcome to Rad On Wrestling. My name is Jay Gomez, and introduce yourselves.
After you.
Oh, thanks. Hi, I'm Rob Williams. You can also just call me Rab with 2 A's.
I am Sin City Classic D. I am the reigning and defending AEW Prediction and WWE Prediction Champion. Not to toot my own horn, but beep, 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 beep.
Well, this is the start of a whole new season. It'll go from WrestleMania 37 all the way to WrestleMania 38. And whoever has the most prediction wins will get to take all of Derek's titles that he keeps buying for his house. So, started off with WrestleMania 37, night 1. First up, Sasha Banks, Bianca Belair, which hopefully is the main event. But we're going to start that one off. What do you guys think?
Do I start? Oh, I'll let you go.
Either one.
Okay. I think Bianca's going to win it. She definitely needs that moment. And with WrestleMania being the first show in front of fans, it would give that real good feel to the audience and give that, even if some heels win during the rest of the show, give that good, feeling to go home on.
All right.
Kind of piggybacking off of Derek here, I completely agree. And besides, she's kind of an up-and-coming star. She's doing very well, in all accounts, in my opinion. She's so athletic. So my pick is also for Bianca. And like Derek said, it's just a good feel-good moment for the fans, especially the first show after a year, after all the things we've been through over the past year. It's perfect. And plus, I think Sasha needs a break. She's been working through the entire pandemic. Let her go home and chill.
I think this will be one that we're all in agreement. I'm also with Bianca Belair. I think she's going to get the pinfall. I think that it will headline. I think they are going to give us for night 1 the good feeling. And Dan, who will sometimes be with us well, also picks Bianca Belair. And
I'll go with a clean pin.
What?
Mm-hmm.
I'll go with a clean pin.
I think that it's going to be a clean pin as well.
Yeah.
Then we got
Unanimous.
Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre.
Okay, so I went Bobby Lashley, actually. I mean, I was kind of flip-flopping because I was just Drew won it last year, Mania, and there were no fans, though. So maybe they're going to give it to Drew so he can get that fan moment. But I can just see Bobby Lashley also kind of getting that moment as well, just because when he won the title, it was just kind of on Raw. So yeah. I went with Bobby Lashley because, granted, Drew did win last year and there were no fans. I don't know if Drew's going to win twice in a row, 2 Manias in a row.
That's a good pick.
I am going to go with Drew. They had a really good series of matches back in Impact. I think that they have really good chemistry, and that's why they gave the title to Lashley. I just hope that Lashley isn't a transitional champion and that he actually wins it again, because Champion Lashley is amazing, and it's something that if they bring in a part-timer like Brock Lesnar, we want to see it. Everyone, all the way back to 2006, we've wanted Lashley Lesnar. And with Lashley as the champion, gives us a reason to have that match.
Yeah,
so
I think it's going to be Lashley. I think he's going to win by submission. I think they are going to be building up to a Brock Lesnar Lashley, and I think that Drew will be moving over to SmackDown, and I think that there's going to be some movement around. So. But I agree. I think it could be either way, and I'd be happy. But I think that it'd be nice for Lashley to have his moment. Drew's got lots of years to have more, but Lashley I think deserves that WrestleMania moment.
Well, if Drew wins, we have the chance. Hear me out.
Oh my God.
They could bring back the modern day Maharaja, and we could finally have that match.
Okay, so and then we have Bad Bunny and Priest versus Miz and Morrison without Jinder Mahal. But
Gender.
yeah. So what do you guys think of this one?
This one's, I hate to say it, it's kind of clear. I think Bad Bunny and Priest are going to win. First of all, this is Priest's first Mania.
Yeah.
And I think Miz, he's just having a good time. I think did he just have a second kid and stuff too? Like, not to get too personal, but I just think, it's gonna be Bad Bunny and Priest. I don't know what else to say there.
Yeah, Miz doesn't need the win. Morrison, I feel like they'll be doing some splitting up soon, and then John Morrison will kind of go on to his own thing. But I definitely there's no reason for Miz or Morrison to win on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, going back to my close personal friend, Damian Priest, we go way back, done magic for him. Super tall. I think him and the Easter Bunny are definitely going to win. They're going to hop on through WrestleMania, hop back at their Bugatti, and hop on out with that big W. But I also think that Damian Priest will have a really cool entrance.
I agree.
I agree.
And then from one tag match to another, New Day versus AJ Styles and Omos.
Oh man, I really want to pick the New Day for this. But in my opinion, they don't really need the tag titles. It feels like, honestly, it feels like in this case, they're going to be transitional champions. So I went with AJ and Omos on this one. I don't even recall AJ having the tag titles at any point.
No, he hasn't.
So another accolade for AJ, in my opinion. Omos, I guess he'll have the tag titles as well. But that's where I went with that one, because I was just like, well, New Day doesn't really need it. They're really, really charismatic and amazing, and we know what they can do. So I think they're going to give the titles to AJ and Omos.
Yeah, I think I'm ready for stereo phenomenal forearms. I'm ready for Omos to do his famous 450 splash. No, I see your expression that Derek, and that doesn't actually, it's not going to happen. But AJ and Omos definitely for the win. I think that we might be surprised with Omos in the ring. I think that he doesn't look like he can move, and I think that there's going to be a lot of things of going like, oh, I didn't know that guy could do that. And so I'm excited for that part. And AJ Styles needs the win.
I agree. I think that Team Omos Styles will win. Because I feel like New Day as the tag champs is always money. But they're kind of like Stone Cold. Like they have the titles a lot, but they don't need them anymore. Like they're already like up there with all the legendary tag teams. But I think that they're gonna do it, and I think Omos will bust out something that will really pop the crowd, even though they are heels.
All right, cool. Then we got Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon in a steel cage. What are your takes?
So I actually picked Shane McMahon for this match. And the reason why is because it's a steel cage match. We know Shane is going to do a high spot. Now, I don't know. I feel like Braun, just my prediction personally, I think Braun's going to throw Shane off the cage through the announcer's table, which is going to give Shane the win. Because
when I saw your prediction, I didn't know if you were thinking of that or like when Big Show threw Stone Cold through the cage and bounced out. And it was like, but so I think your prediction is it could very well go that way.
That's the way I was thinking, because Shane is all about those really gross bumps, man. Like we know, oh my God, he's just done some incredible things in the past, and that's where I see that going towards the end. They're both going to be on top of the cage, and Shane's going to go flying off, but he's going to get the win because he technically escaped the cage. I see a weird finish in Shane winning.
Yeah, I could see that. Derek?
So WWE is really weird about the whole 2 feet on the floor thing. Go back to, I think it was Crown Jewel when Lesnar and Roman wrestled. Lesnar got thrown through the cage, but his feet never touched the floor. But meanwhile, in the Royal Rumble, Kofi stood on pancakes and was okay.
Yeah. So
So
pancakes are going to be the winner?
no, I mean, I think it'll be Braun, but I'm kind of expecting a screwy finish where Braun throws maybe Shane through the cage. He lands on the cage. Braun steps out and they both say they're the winner or something. But I'm still going Braun, but I am expecting some shenanigans.
Oh, okay. All right. I like where you're going there. I picked Braun. I think that Braun, I definitely think that there's a good chance this cage getting ripped off at one point. I think that only because Braun is, because Shane has just been doing the whole like you're a dumb guy or dumb giant type thing, that I think that Braun's going to get the win, but there's a very strong possibility that it could go where he just throws him through and Shane wins. So that's a difficult one. But I do have Braun. The next we have is Cesaro versus
Real quick,
Rollins.
I just wonder if Shane McMahon remembers Be a Star, the anti-bullying campaign.
Not currently. He'll be back on it later, but he's not.
Oh,
not
okay.
Right now. But yeah, so Cesaro, Seth Rollins.
Swiss Superman all the way.
Yeah,
Same.
Cesaro.
Yeah, Cesaro. I think in this match though, we're gonna get a. I don't want to say it's gonna be match of the night, but we're gonna see some cool athleticism because it's Seth and Cesaro. Like,
I think
oh my god!
I think that this will put Cesaro, will move Cesaro finally up the ladder. I think that, I definitely think that this will be his moment. They're gonna. I think it's kind of like a thank you for putting in the time, and as long as fans react well to him, then I think that he might get the push for it that he's needed for a couple years now. But and then the last match that I have here listed for night one is the tag team turmoil, which is Dana Brooke, Mandy Rose versus Lana and Naomi, versus Natalya and Tamina, versus the Riot Squad, and also possibly Carmella and Billie Kay, or Carmella and Bayley. There's a lot of possibilities of who she actually might be teaming with. Hopefully it's Bayley. I love Billie Kay, but I think that there's no way. I don't understand how Bayley's not in the WrestleMania this year.
I mean, Shinsuke Nakamura and Jeff Hardy are on WrestleMania, so
yeah, but Bayley was a center point throughout the pandemic.
Completely.
That it's a tragedy that she's not on the bill. So I feel like I would love for Carmella to pick Bayley, and then when just before they're about to start it, you hear the Iconics music hit, and Peyton comes out for Billy, and regardless if they win or not, at least that way they're both on there. But I have Riot, though. Even though I talk about all that, my pick is Riot Squad. I just think that I don't think that what I just said is going to happen. I just hope it does, and I think that it's just going to be Riot Squad going on to the next night.
Man, you put some really good points there, but as you saw, I also picked Riot Squad because I'm like, hey, they're a legitimate female tag team and have been for a minute. Can we give them a good push and let them run the tag division a little bit? Like, I've been waiting for that for a while now. Like, so maybe this is their moment. I think. Well, we'll get to that, but yeah, I picked Riot Squad for night one to move on. But I didn't know Carmella could pick any partner. I thought it was just she was going to pick Billie Kay. Well, I wasn't sure.
I don't know for sure. I just put it as a possibility so that just in case. But Derek, what do you think?
Who did I put in my prediction?
I'd have to pull it up.
Oh, as I'm not killing for time. If the Iconics are involved, I would really hope that it would be them. But I think even though the female grizzled young vets of Naomi and Tamina have been on a tear, I'm gonna go with La Naomi.
Okay, all right. So you want to see some dancing, some glow. It does feel like, I mean, Lana's had that thing with Nia Jax. She can put her through something else the next night.
Yeah.
That's a good pick.
I
So
want
we'll
to see
just move right
Jax
on to that.
table.
We'll just go right into night 2. The females versus the winners of the night 1 versus Nia Jax. Shayna, do you think Nia and Shayna are going to keep it, or do you think that the winners from night 1 are going to take it?
So I think I'm pretty sure I picked Nia and Shayna, but I think I'm going to switch my pick to the Riot Squad. I just want Riot Squad all the way through.
Okay.
Like, I think I flip-flop with that.
I have Riot Squad as well. I feel like, again, I think that they were pushing Liv originally. They put them back together. It only makes sense if they were to. There's no way that they should be breaking them up again if they don't get at least a tag run out of it. So I feel like give them the moment.
Yeah, and not to cut you off, Derek, sorry, but once again, yeah, like it's a Mania with fans, so why not? This will be their first tag team titles, if I'm not mistaken. They haven't won them yet, so that would be a good pop as well. Like,
I definitely agree. Like, Riot Squad has deserved the tag titles for way longer than the titles have been around. But I'm sticking.
You don't even have Riot Squad in, so
I know. I'm sticking with La Naomi mainly because Naomi has an awesome entrance, and WrestleMania they're trying to have as many big entrances as possible this year.
Mm-hmm.
And like, even though Naomi's theme isn't my genre of music, it gets the crowd going. Like,
I know that Lana's genre of music entrance is more of your genre of music.
Yeah, a little bit more.
I do. So we're all aboard that no matter who wins from night 1, Shayna and Nia Jax are not leaving with the championships.
Yeah, they're gonna drop the titles.
Okay, then let's go on to Riddle and Sheamus.
Oh man, Riddle is gonna roll Sheamus up and smoke him.
Oh
if
my
he
God.
remembers how to get there,
yeah, for real.
Then it's not. I mean, you won't have to forget his line.
No, I just hope that he doesn't just pass the entrance right on and just all of a sudden outside the arena. But I'm going with Riddle. They keep making him. I mean, they make him a threat, but they make him goofy. And on just from how it's been booked, it looks like Sheamus should just demolish him. But I think that Riddle is this is gonna be the time where they show that Riddle is actually kind of a badass and can take the punishment. If not, then it's gonna be a forgettable U.S. reign for Sheamus if he does win.
Ooh, that's a good point. I think I picked Sheamus for this one. I just feel, I don't know, my brain always wants like all the titles to change hands at Mania because I'm like, let's get new storylines, let's go, change all the titles, anarchy.
Well, I mean,
but go ahead.
No, I was saying like there's going to be some heels that are going to win. So I feel like, and I went back and forth, and I think that's where some of my predictions that we're going to hit, I picked because I was like, it's not going to be all faces that are winning. So I think that Sheamus does have they had Sheamus win in 30 seconds against Daniel Bryan at one point, and I didn't expect that to happen. So,
the cringe. The other thing that I think WWE is kind of slacking on is Matt Riddle's MMA background. Like, the dude has 13 MMA fights, 8 wins, 3 losses, 2 draws. He's a threat to anyone.
Yeah.
I agree.
And he's barefoot.
So everybody we got one Sheamus and 2 Riddles.
Yeah.
I went Sheamus, yeah.
Right.
I think the same reason, though, because I was just like, I picked all faces for most of these. I was like, let me pick some heels. Like, some people got to drop, and some people need to lose their titles. Like, let's go.
Well, that's why going on to the next one, I used your same strategy with Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. I went with Sami Zayn to take it because I feel like Kevin Owens is going to be like, hey, buddy, you could take this, get this win. And it's the first. I feel like this isn't going to be the only WrestleMania moment that they have. I feel like they will have another match down the road. And
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was saying, so I'm going with Sami Zayn.
So I believe I went with KO, but by DQ.
Yes.
I think that's what I selected, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I did. So I just feel like Sammy's gonna, well, obviously he's just gonna beat the crap out of Kevin.
Yeah.
For the same reason, I think they're really good friends, and then it's like, okay, let me figure out a way to put Sami over. Sami could just beat the crap out of me then, and then Sami loses, KO gets the win, but I think it's gonna be a DQ messy finish.
That's a good choice. I mean, because there are a lot of things I have on my list as pinfalls. There's going to be some things that are not. I tried to figure out which ones I thought may not be that way, and I just couldn't figure it out. But I think that's definitely a good point of DQ. Derek?
So Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, their history is all the way back to when they were training, and they have been the best of frenemies, and typically Kevin gets the win. But on the same hand, Kevin's always the heel.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the first time that it's like switched. So I think my heart says Kevin, but my gut says Sami. I'm going KO.
All right, I got a KO. And then we have the big anticipated match of Big E versus Apollo Crews in a drum off between Travis Barker and somebody else, or what? There's some drumming. It's basically just a street fight, though. So I pick Apollo. I think that he's going to be more ruthless. I think that Big E is destined to move up the ladder, and Apollo get a chance to run with the IC belt. Yeah, so I'm going with Apollo.
Okay, yeah. I also am going with Apollo. It's Big E has bested him like most of this rivalry, and now they're doing essentially. I believe did Apollo make the stipulation?
Yes.
So it's kind of like Big E's going to like his yard or whatever kind of wording you want to use, I guess. Yeah, I think Apollo's gonna, pull out something ridiculous and get Big E down.
All right, Derek?
So if it's a street fight, more or less, the Ugandan drum fight, I am going to go with Big E because I feel like someone is going to help Apollo, which will lead the New Day to help Big E.
That would be cool. I like that. I like that prediction. All right, we got three more. We got the Fiend versus Randy Orton. Going with the Fiend.
Sure, this is unanimous. I'm also gonna go with the Fiend. This has just been cool with Alexa, by the way. Let me just throw that out there. This whole rivalry, it's just been cool seeing her, how versatile she is. I don't know. I've enjoyed this rivalry. It's been really awesome.
I had to talk with Derek where I was saying like, oh, eventually I would like Alexa Bliss to go back to how she is. But the more that this rivalry goes on, I'm like, I feel like she really has like embraced something that is really cool. And for her to go from one thing to a complete other and excel in both, I kind of just want her to stay in that role for the foreseeable future. But I think that's a good point.
I am also going Fiend, but I think that he's going to have something different with his attire, and I don't know what it is. I think we're still going to see the burnt Fiend, but I think he'll add something to it. But I mean, and if it's a cinematic match like he had with Cena, where Orton has to face his sins, oh my God, we're going to see Triple H show up. We're going to see everyone show up. Like, who hasn't Randy Orton pissed off?
I'll be excited for Kofi to show up somehow in there. Where
Jamaican Kofi or regular Kofi?
Oh well, when he was stupid. He was Jamaican at the time, so I hope that it's that one. But I mean, yeah, I think that I really hope that it's cinematic. I hope it's that. It would be a fun adventure. They can write Randy Orton off for just a little bit and continue. I think that would be the best option. All right, Asuka versus Rhea.
Rhea Ripley all day.
Yep.
I went with Rhea. I really want to pick Asuka, but she really hasn't done much with this title run. Like, I feel like at the beginning of her title run, like she kind of did, like faced some opponents. If I'm not mistaken, I have a bad memory. But like towards the end here, like she really didn't defend it all that often. And then she also wrestled through the pandemic as well. So I feel like this is another way to give Asuka a break and then also reigniting the rivalry between Charlotte and Rhea for like the summer.
I think that's a good point. Rhea is getting a live performance. Usually that bodes well for the person. So I think that Rhea is definitely going to take it. I think that's a good, I mean, it'd be a good kickoff for her on Raw.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also going to predict that Rhea Ripley will have some sort of a cosplay attire.
All right. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's good point. And then the last match, Roman Reigns versus Edge and Daniel Bryan. So a repeat of WrestleMania 30. I'm all for it. I think that Daniel Bryan's done a good job of getting himself in there. I went from a match of like, I don't really care to see Roman Reigns versus Edge, because heel Edge is so much better, and heel Edge versus heel Roman Reigns, who's gonna boo who? Because they're both great as heels right now. So I believe most everybody picked Roman Reigns is gonna pin Daniel Bryan.
No.
You don't have that. That's what I have. That's
No,
what Ian has. Rob, what do you have?
I have Edge
pinning
you do have Edge. Daniel Bryan. I think, Edge is back, legend, yada, yada, yada. I think they're going to give him another quick title run. Usually, that's just me. I feel like that's just something that happens in WWE. If a legend comes back, they usually get another quick title run. I always look at like people like Goldberg, who comes back for a quick second. And who else? The list goes on. What's his name?
Brock.
Well, Brock was part-time. Yeah, but he had the title for a minute. Anyways, I went with Edge. I think he won the Rumble. He's on a good run right now. I just feel like they're going to give him one more quick run.
All right.
Derek, why not?
I think that they're going to the build for this match has been super similar to Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and Chris Benoit, where Benoit had won the Royal Rumble, but he was kind of the afterthought, even though he proved himself in that match. In this case, Bryan is the Benoit, where he's the afterthought. I think that he's going to get the win, and I think he'll pin Roman.
Okay. My thought process is that we're going to have, if you're going to have Bianca Belair win night one, then I feel like night two is going to end on that on a downer note. But you guys both proved great points, so now I'm questioning my decision. I'm like, do they go with the wild card? Do they shock everybody? Which leads to just the random thought before we sign off here. Do you think there's going to be a surprise?
I don't. I mean, surprise. I don't know who would. What Shayna turns on Nia? Like, that's not really a surprise. Or Nia turns on Shayna? No. I was trying to think of any heel turns or anything, but I really couldn't. And then surprise appearances, I really couldn't think of anything this year. Even though it's the first meeting with fans, you would think they would pull out something, but I have no idea. I literally put nothing.
Which is very good, strong. I mean, I think that's a good prediction. They might go safe. And again, like we were talking earlier, who could be a surprise when almost everybody is signed? That would be a big surprise. Like it's hard right now.
There's one that can be a surprise.
Who?
The most unlikely of hopefuls, Mr.
Back to
Philip
gender?
Jack Brooks. CM Punk.
There's that. I mean, hey, maybe Chris Jericho is going to show up. The
Oh my God.
promote the Peacock exclusive. I do think that there will be some type of debut there. Regardless, I don't know who it might be, but I think that there might be something. But that's just my thought process. I think that there's going to be something just because of the live crowd, but I don't know who it could possibly even be. And Derek?
I mean, other than Punk, who I think that everyone wants, but it's been so long that now it's just like, that'd be nice. It could be Lesnar.
Okay.
It could be Cena. We haven't seen Cena in almost a year. Actually, longer, because was he at WrestleMania last year?
Well, yeah, we were just discussing Bray Wyatt. That's how.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's still been over a year because it's been over a year since that Mania. I think. I don't actually.
Well,
could be wrong on that, but either way, it's around a year. If he's done with Peacemaker, as long as he's done filming that, he's a very strong possibility because I think that he's going to take some time off after filming that show.
yeah, I think the last I saw something on Twitter today saying he's still in Canada filming Peacemaker, like the TV show, but I could be, no, I'm pretty sure that's what I read. I read it somewhere today. Because I saw it, I was like, oh, they're doing like a little spin-off show. That's a different topic for a different day. Maybe.
Right. Well, we got our predictions.
Wait, one question. How many times do you think we'll hear 25,000 people chant CM Punk for no reason at all?
At least once.
I'm gonna go 3.
Well, part 2 of this will be after we watch WrestleMania, and we will discuss what we think was good, what was bad. Oh, there you are, Rob. I thought you froze for a second, but yeah. So on to see you guys on episode 2, and should be interesting.